Hi everyone and welcome back. My name is Millie and today we'll be working on my Minecraft Forever world. This is my first and only Forever world and I'm very slow at kind of gathering and building, and I tend to just kind of chat about whatever I feel like during the time. So maybe that sounds vaguely interesting to you. Either way, I really appreciate that you clicked on this video, and yeah, make yourself comfy and let's begin. Okay, so I have a bit to recap, as you can maybe tell from the intro, because that was filmed in the Nether. filmed. I recorded that in the Nether. So basically, after the end of last video, as you can see from how this one starts, I started filming the next one, and something that I mentioned in the last video is that I need so many resources to start working on the village that I want to do. So I went into the Nether with the main goal of farming quartz, as you'll see that I'm doing. And yeah, basically what happened is I played for a good hour or so, and then I was gonna start editing it, and none of the audio recorded. So, I mean, it's entirely my fault because I mess around with like recording video and sound and then just sound files on OBS, so it's my own fault. But I thought I would just do a quick kind of compilation of the silent footage so you can see what I did do. So I've moved around different biomes in the Nether, and if you have been watching, you'll know that I really wanted to find the Enderman Forest. That's my main goal for the Nether, and I feel like I've never had like trouble finding it, really. Did I ever do much building in the Nether? No. Did I always leave that up to someone else? Yes. But as you can see, I found it here. So I just farmed a bunch of the trees there. And yeah, honestly, I was thinking that maybe I should be doing this normally anyway, doing kind of farming videos where I get materials and stuff off recording, just so I can save the actual fun sort of building for episodes. So now this is where we are picking up from that video that was muted. And we're gonna explore the fortress, which is so exciting and peaceful. Also, I think my voice is a little bit raspier than usual. I don't know, I don't think I have a cold, but sometimes I just have a bit of a cough, I guess. I also don't know how this is going to translate over to the video, but for me, it's really dark in the fortress. Like, it's really, I think I'm beginning to notice just how the shaders are making things. Like, the light is great, right? But the darkness is a lot. Also, because I had to give the recap on the muted video, I haven't really had a chance to say hi to a bunch of new people that have joined the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and yeah, I really appreciate it. I hope that I can continue to be somewhat entertaining with these videos, but just thank you and welcome. So if this is the first video or second or third video that you're watching of mine, I guess it could be pretty beneficial to have a little bit of a recap of what we've done so far. I think I actually did this a few videos ago, but I started this world, spawned in the jungle. We found basically all of the nice biomes immediately, which is really nice. Because I found the Pale Garden, a lush cave, and then a cherry blossom biome, and then a village. I built a little house there, but then I decided, in reality, when I think of my forever world, it's got to start somewhere that I love, right? So I wanted to basically look for other areas on chunk base. I put in the coordinates and I missed the minus, or I put a minus, I think I must have missed the minus. And it put me somewhere that I didn't recognize. And it turns out that that was somewhere that I much preferred. So I made this tunnel through the nether, connecting that first cottage in that first village to where I'm building the forever world now. And it's really lovely. We've got a village on one sort of cliff edge by the ocean. There's a river from the ocean running past it. Then there's a big cherry blossom island in the middle. And then on the other side, there's another village that has a river next to it. So I thought it'd be really nice to build a seaside town because a lot of my favorite cities in games are on the coast. And I just really like a nice port, a nice harbour. So that is the current project. There's been no real building at all, and now it's just a lot of collecting. So that's why I'm considering maybe I do some collecting off stream, off video. And I have to say, I know nothing about fortresses. Fortresses? Yes, because the bastion is the pigs. I know nothing about fortresses or how they render, but I will absolutely be getting lost. And I don't even know what sort of stuff can spawn in the chests. Again, when I've played properly on survival with friends, I kind of just show up to the fortress when I need to, and I follow someone else. So it's probably good that my first time navigating is when there are no monsters and it's basically not really a fortress. But yeah, I am playing on peaceful with keep inventory and all the little, easy mode luxuries. And actually, someone commented that I should try to basically play on easy mode but disable monsters so that at least my hunger and health regeneration wouldn't be as generous, because it is a little bit too much. I would like to have at least some kind of realism survival, even if it's not monsters. But I didn't try that in this video, so I will try it next time. If I can remember. I also really like the bricks they're using here, but I assume you can make those from the netherrack. I assume they're netherrack bricks. Maybe the same way you make stone bricks. Are they called? They're not called stone bricks, are they? They're like stone blocks. No, stone slab. No, I don't know what they're called. The stone bricks that form a block. This is one of the examples of how peaceful Minecraft can be scarier than survival Minecraft, because this is very liminal space. These long corridors. Okay, I think there's many dead ends. I think it probably shouldn't have rendered into the stone like this, but it has. It'd be interesting to see a fortress that's like rendered in a flat world. Is there the nether in the flat world? Can you access the nether in the... I'm gonna do that. As soon as I finish playing today, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I have a super flat world where I like test different builds and stuff, or if my resource packs are working. So I want to go to the nether there. I was gonna say don't spoil it for me, but you won't be able to. Okay, and also I have to say that I am lost in the fortress, but I'm also lost in the nether. I have no idea where the portal is. I don't think I made a note of the coordinates. I'm very tempted to make use of my keep inventory. This is all new for me, okay? This is the first time I'm using keep inventory. I gotta like test if it works, you know? So I might have to do like a quick reset, a quick TP to my house after collecting everything. The obviously big downside to that is people could say I'm cheating, but I'm not. And also that if I want to return here again, I will have to kind of traverse my way here, but I'm gonna try and make a note of the coordinates. Yeah, I wonder if this tower, oh, they still do have the spawners. That's so interesting. Because I know I can't get blaze rods unless you can find blaze rods in a chest in the nether. I suppose my next goal would be, because I don't want to finish the game. I don't have any real intentions of beating the game. That's kind of not why I'm here. I guess later on, if I have more building done, it could be nice to switch to survival and then do some of that, but I mean that will feel a bit kind of I don't know, maybe like cheating. But the thing is, lore wise, I don't know why we have to kill the ender dragon. Maybe someone knows, or it's me being silly again and assuming that there's lore when it's just Minecraft. And don't ask questions like that. There is no lore. But why do we have to kill the ender dragon? I was thinking, what if Minecraft is like Steve isn't meant to be in Minecraft? We wake up with the only human there. I know the villagers are probably human, but they look more like Squidward, so I'm just gonna say they're not. So we wake up in Minecraft, and the whole goal of the game is to try and get out. So when we jump through that end portal in the end after the dragon, we're free. But then obviously we're not. And then you can get the elytra and stuff like that. But why do we have to kill the dragon? What if I just want the dragon to stay alive? So yeah, I'm not worried about beating the game because this forever world doesn't need an end. You know? What a nice way to look at it. Before we leave, I would like to see if I can just get a few more bits. Any more happy casts would be nice. Okay, another one. There isn't one down there, so I think this would be a pretty good place to do it. So got the framing right? Okay. Love you guys. I guess I thought this would be instantaneous, but obviously it wouldn't. Damn, you can't swim in lava. Everyone knows that. And look at that, we're back home. Oh my god, that's so good. No one can stop me from finding a way to save scum in every game. Okay, so as well, I will show you my little hovel part 2 because that's the first house you have to make in Minecraft. You have to make it out of dirt, unless you're fancy. So this is going to be the new sort of base camp as we build chests, and collect items to get started on the build. It's small, but it's home. It has everything we need. Lots of the warped wood. And also a good amount of the bone, because someone left a comment as well talking about getting bone meal, and because I can't come across it easily because of the lack of skeletons. And you can use the composter to give it flowers and it'll give you bone meal, but also the big bone blocks in the nether work the same way. And I do think that's the most efficient to kind of take those. Oh, it's a redstone lamp. Okay, well, I don't really, I have never done anything with redstone. I think when I was younger, growing up looking at Minecraft content, that would be the majority of what I saw. It was less an emphasis on building nice houses and more like redstone builds and different kind of farms. And yeah, I've never really been a fan of that sort of stuff because I always feel like it kind of takes away some of the joy of playing the game. Because I think especially if you're making a mob farm, if you're doing that early on, fair enough, I guess. I've made one before, and then within that same week, everyone stopped playing. Because I feel like it's nice to have a reason to go out and get coal and get iron and not have it automated. But what can I say? Just hate the industry. Big industry. Anyway, this is me enjoying my Microsoft game. Woken up on another sunny day, albeit very warm because I was sleeping next to the coal the coal furnaces. But I have to say, it is summer. Summer's really here. I'm still refusing to say it is though properly because it's still May, but it's still very hot. And even right now, when I'm recording this, I have a fan next to me, and I'm not putting the fan on because obviously it would ruin the audio. But I wish I could. It's so warm. Okay, so this is the main area for the port, the primary port. And I didn't make this myself. This is kind of how it was naturally when I found it. This circle area, round space. But I'm kind of limited in terms of the textures for for building. Of course I wish they added more blocks. And there are so many blocks already, but a nice kind of limestone coloured brick would be good. And I don't like the ones in the end, like the end city. And I don't think sandstone is really what I'm looking for. I mean, I guess I could do sandstone. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm thinking a long back wall with a sort of wraparound stone walkway that also has like a wooden walkway attached to it that juts out into the water. I could choose a different kind of wood. I think back when I first started playing the game, birch was everything. I loved birch, everything. But now, I don't know. I do prefer the darker woods. And I think there's just something a little bit off about the birch wood. If it was if it was a creamier colour, it could be a bit more useful. And I do like dark oak, but the problem with dark oak is that when you turn it into planks, I think the planks are really nice, but I think the stripped logs are not my favorite because there's always like little different colors in the grain. And yeah, maybe I should just look into some more texture packs for changing that sort of stuff. I'm always on the lookout for more texture packs. I feel like I worry that every single time in one of these videos I say the same stuff, but there could always be someone new, so I think it's okay. But I love adding texture packs to the game. I don't really mod the game because I like to stay on the most recent patch, even if there is not too much content in the updates. But yeah, I really wanted to play with the baby mods. So around the time when I started, I didn't want to get my most sought after mod, which is like a biome overhaul. I can't remember what it's called, like mystic biomes, I think. I basically really wanted kind of like glow caves and purple trees. So I don't have that for now, but I figured if it's a forever world, I kind of want to play as the updates come out. But I didn't really know Minecraft's update schedule, and I still don't really know. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not really too excited for the sulfur caves, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna reuse as much of that for building. If anyone has any good recommendations for kind of like vanilla but better texture packs, I've seen some that have, when you make a path with a shovel, it connects the grass to the dirt a bit more, like blended. It has like a rougher around the edges look. So I want something like that, but I don't want it to change the way the mud looks, like the dirt. I don't know, I think maybe I'm just too picky. I should probably make my own texture pack. And I wonder how long it would take to make your own texture pack. Speaking of which, there's a girl who pops up every now and then on my TikTok, and she is hand painting all of the textures in Minecraft. I'll try and find her name and put it here. I wonder what sort of temperature it would be in Minecraft right now. Do you know what? That is something that's kind of basic but minimal that they could add to Minecraft is just a little bit of a seasonal change. Maybe you could, like with Animal Crossing, you could select whether you're in the northern or the southern hemisphere, and it would give you slight seasonal changes depending on it. But you could turn it off because I know if it's wintertime, you could go over to the kind of tundra biomes, and there's the savanna areas as well for like summer. But I want to see changes in those respective regions. Like maybe the tundra gets even icier in winter. I suppose because it's near the ocean, probably be fairly cool because because of the sea breeze. And I don't think we have too many different biomes in the immediate area. There is, of course, the spruce trees nearby, but there's no snow, so I guess it's just maybe a bit humid. Either way, it looks like it would be ideal temperature. Probably a lot cooler than it is right now. What was that? Oh my god, we found the aether, right? Whoa. There's a parallel universe on the surface of the ocean. Get that short story written now. Yeah, so I'm thinking stairs on the left, and then this sort of maybe like a zigzag sort of stairs or a straight staircase, and then pillars, and yeah, little holes in the walls for like maybe different shops. No, because I have too many shops down here. The thing is, I want villagers to be able to walk over to the port. And when I say I want like a lot of villagers, I want like 100 plus just wandering around. And maybe I'll get some villager mods. Maybe they can make say different sounds. I do know there are some that adds like different speech to the villagers, and they can have different names and stuff. Some of that could be fun. I think for now, just head back to bed. We may as well have a third furnace going because we need to smelt a lot of this stone, or cobblestone. Just because it's been too long since we sounded the horn. Huh. I do need to make sure I have enough tools actually, so I'm just gonna head back to stock up because they break so easily. And I know I have a number of diamonds, but I still don't want to use them. I wonder how Vivi and Kay are doing. Those are my two allies that I found a few videos ago, and I don't really know how they work, so I gave them something to follow me back to my cottage. And then I think, yeah, I guess I took the items off them. They said bye. But I hope they are. I hope they stick together. You know, keep each other safe. Just doing the mundane task of clearing all the stone away. I'm not sure how high I'm gonna make it. I don't really know what I'm gonna put behind the port either. I wonder if this is how sort of proper builders work. If they just kind of wing it or they meticulously plan everything out. Because I think I do like to follow tutorials and guides, but it's kind of nice to not do that and just figure it out as I go. It will definitely take longer because of that, but it's all part of the gameplay. Sorry if this isn't the most interesting content, but we have to terraform. So that's another thing about playing games in the summer as like a PC gamer. I feel like in the winter, my PC, when I'm running stuff, the air coming out of it is just cold. But in the summer, it's so warm. Playing games is not, it's not a summer activity. If anyone has any good tips on how to stay cool, leave them below. For me, especially when the sun is this hot, just getting whatever sunscreen you can and making sure to reapply it every like 2 hours ish. Putting on a hat, trying to cover up, get in the shade when you can, drinking lots of water, you know, blinds and shutters closed in the day, windows closed, and then open at night. And if you have pets as well, always making sure they're super hydrated. Don't walk them if you have a dog in the middle of the day. Always check the pavement, see how hot it is. Clean their water bowls if you can every day with soap because biofilm. Yeah. I don't know if I have any other advice. I remember seeing ages ago, like, you can put a frozen bottle of water in front of a fan and it will, like, the wind that comes off the fan will press up against the bottle and turn colder. I don't think that ever worked, but I appreciate people trying stuff. I think I probably annoy my cats too much in trying to keep them cool. But I put the little licky treats. I think they're called like churros in America. That sort of treat in the freezer, and they have them like ice lollies. And I make sure to brush them at night just to get rid of as much fur as I can, so they don't get too hot. I wipe them down with a cold paper towel. um, I can't imagine what it must be like to be a cat with the fur on. But I swear they are desert animals. I do have British short hairs though, so I don't think they're like genetically the same as the ones that used to live in the desert. But yeah, even though it's really hot in the summer and it can be pretty unbearable, I do think if you are able and you do have some time, just getting out when you can is really, really important. I don't do it myself that much, not nearly as much as I sort of think about doing it, but yeah, it's really, really nice to get out, go for a walk, listen to some music. I said as well last time that summer can come with a lot of pressure to be doing a lot of things and having great times and stuff, but sometimes you don't feel up to that. And sometimes as well we don't have people to do stuff with in the summer. But I genuinely think that that should never stop you. As long as you stay safe. I think it's nice to get out if you can. And now I've just checked chunk base, and there should be a swamp somewhere behind where the village is. And hopefully there should be some vines because I would like some mossy cobblestone for the harbour. Just a little bit of a journey there. Maybe it was more of a spring thing, but when I was younger, my primary school, which is, what do you guys call it in America? Well, primary school, I guess, is from ages like 4 to like 11, I think. So in primary school, we would go on walks in the woods, and we had like a nice woodland nearby, and it would always be like bluebell season, and bluebell's one of my favorite flowers, and I just remember stuff like that was amazing. And like I used to play with my brother outside. We would like role play Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And obviously, I can't necessarily do that now as I'm older, but just kind of enjoying nature as much as I did as a kid is really nice. And seeing like that a stick can be a sword, and just appreciating what's around you is definitely something that I don't prioritize as much as I should. And that's something as well. I actually saw a post on, it must have been TikTok, about how when we were younger, we saw those little red bugs everywhere. Like they would crawl on like the pavement and stuff. And people were like, well, where have those red bugs gone? And someone said they're still there, but like, how often do you find yourself like sat on the pavement, like looking at the gravel? Or it just makes you think like, some of the best times as a kid was just talking with your friends, sat on the grass and just pulling out the grass or making a daisy chain. I don't really do that anymore. What I'm saying is, go out there, try and find a red bug, and make a stick sword. And LARP in the forest. That sounds like an ideal summer. God, these non-existent pillagers really like trapping these golems. Wait, I just thought we're gonna get another horn. Wait, I'm excited. What if the horn sounds even better? Okay, this is a moment of truth. I have no idea what the names mean. Feel. Okay, this better be good. No. Okay, that sounds. It's giving less like cute horn and more food poisoning. So I don't know how to feel about that one. I will go and pick it up, by the way. I was just doing it for the bit. Oh, that's disappointing. But it's part of the collection. Maybe I'll need it one time. It's very unique. And of course, I've definitely learnt my lesson, and before I came out today exploring, I cleared my inventory, as you can see. Let's make a little boat. It should be across the water somewhere. Oh, wait, I think I can. That's it on the left, right? At least a small area of swamp. I imagine now a bit more inland and in the swampy sort of savannah-y area, it's probably a lot warmer. Especially considering there is a lava waterfall. I know what other biomes they could add to Minecraft. If you, I know I'm asking so many questions, but if you had to add one biome, they came to you and they were like, please, please, we need ideas. What would you suggest? I don't know what I would say. I know I said earlier about a glow cave, like a glowworm kind of cavern with blues and stuff. Like you could find Vine waterfalls. Wait, actually no, that's my idea. Like glow caverns behind waterfalls. Or what's something I could do like on the surface? I guess a pretty sought after one would be just more like tropical beaches with palm trees. I was looking at getting a palm tree texture pack. It turns cactus into palm trees and then the little scrub bushes into cactus. But I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd utilize that. It would be nice to have a beach near my town, but I don't know. Again, I get way too ahead of myself. Speaking of pillager camps, pillager outpost, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the world I have my friends, which we haven't played, to be honest, in a little while. I think it's kind of, it's the period where people kind of drop off a little bit. It might be happening, but the first, so I already joined when they decided to build their house, and it wasn't too far from the spawn, and there was a pillager outpost, and then across the river was where they built their house. And I can't remember why they chose to put it there, but we would get raided. Well, not like proper raided, like you drank the potion, but we would get mini raided so often. The pillagers never despawn, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, they're a bit of a pain. Note to all of you: don't build a house near a pillager outpost. It's very annoying. Okay, so it's raining at the moment, and okay, so it's currently raining. I think this is a thunderstorm, which is nice. I would like one of those in real life, please. Oh, there we go, the thunder. And I think we're just gonna get a little bit more terraforming done. And I really would like to start making kind of bigger builds already, or just something. I just feel, I guess I didn't realize how slow of a process this was all gonna be. So yeah, I think maybe playing a bit more, not recording, and then maybe editing a bit more on the videos. That could probably work. So I'll try and make the episodes a bit more eventful in the future. Although I don't know how many of you actually watch the video, but if you are, I'll do it for you. Because I was already thinking, I mean, I love Minecraft, but I'm always thinking of what else could I play? And I was trying to think of other games that could work well in this sort of format. And I was thinking an obvious one would be like Skyrim, but it's a lot of talking. Obviously, it's actual combat, it's less kind of cozy. But for me, that's a game that I always return to. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, I always go back to. So those could be an option. Or I was thinking Pokemon, because that is cozy. You know, it's not really, obviously it's combat, but it's the Pokemon. And I haven't played a Pokemon game since, yeah, since Black and White. And I barely tried Sword and Shield. But I just, yeah, I remember getting all the EVs and then I just stopped playing. So yeah, I didn't really give it a fair chance. But yeah, I've said this before, I'm really excited for the next game, so maybe trying Scarlet and Violet could be fun. I've never played Pocopia. Yeah, there's a bunch of different games that could be fun. Oh wow, crazy. Has anyone's house been struck by lightning in this game? I don't think I've ever had that. I don't think I've ever been struck by lightning, but I assume that can happen. Okay, so you might be wondering, why do the furnaces look like that? Well, I found some new resource packs The jellyfish one does not work, unfortunately. But this lovely wood fire furnace from Cakey Dough, and one that turns sweet berries into strawberries, also by Cakey Dough. And I think that's it for now, but just two little ones that I found. I'm always looking, like I said. We haven't really had many music tracks playing this time. I do have the music set to frequent. I used to have it on constant, but I kind of think it's okay to just have a bit of just the ambience. And I think the wall might be a little bit too high, but I can always chisel it down. And now I just gotta work out the spacing for the pillars. I think gaps of 5 blocks should be good. And yeah, I think this is an okay start. Again, I might change my mind on this, but as with all things, especially creative, make it exist first and make it better later. I think that's a good start. You can see the vision, right? A little bit coming together slightly. And I know people are so big on like adding texture, ingredients to walls, and sometimes I don't actually like it that much, but I'm gonna do a little bit, I think. And yeah, again, maybe change it later on, but just do whatever for now. Good strong stone brick foundation. And now I'm just gonna start a mini sort of spruce tree farm because I need a lot more wood, especially if I'm gonna be using the logs. So hopefully we get some good amount of saplings. Okay, so I think that'll be probably it for today. But here's to making more progress in the future videos. So I hope everyone has the best weekend, and I hope it's not too hot wherever you are. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.